The Double Down experience, certainly one of the most unique in Monster Jam. We're going to look at a night full of action. Here's the way things will work in the Double Down night action. All the trucks draw. They actually have kids come out and draw chips for them to determine where they're going to actually come out and qualify. So you go out, you qualify first time. Actually, you practice the first time you're on the track in the lane you're going to qualify in. Then, after everybody gets a run, we flip lanes. Everybody gets to practice in the other lane. But then you go back into the original lane to qualify, and that is when you've got to get it done. Now, remember, the trucks have the bodies off of them for the most part. Mark, why don't you kind of update the fans again as to why we do that?
Well, the primary reason is for only one thought. So these drivers can get down the track as hard and as hot as they can. If in the event of a rollover, Scott, they don't tear up the bodies. They want these bodies to look pristine for Saturday night, to be the best that they can be. So you know what? Some of the drivers have the front clips on them, Scott, because that way they get a better view. They have a better idea of how they're going to take the turn with that front clip.
Time now to look at the field of trucks for the 9th edition of the Monster Jam NGK Spark Plugs World Finals. Dan Evans back in the World Finals field, a veteran out of Scottville, Michigan, driving his new Destroyer Ford. Iron Outlaw has been here before. The new driver, Craig Christensen, is only a rookie in Las Vegas, a veteran, especially racing in the western part of the U.S.
David Smith is bringing King Crunch back again. David's tight. He's ready to go. And Steve Stims in Stone Crusher.
The Monster Mutt Dalmatian is here. Chad Tingler will hop in the Spotted Mutt to run in Las Vegas this weekend. And Michael Botters and Black Stallion.
And back again in an Escalade, George Balhan looking for great things from the Mohawk Man himself. And Bobby Parr back in his 2nd year in a row in Team Suzuki.
Lindsey Wink now behind the wheel of the built Ford Tough Blue Thunder, already has some big television wins this season. And Chad Fortune, who has raced this track for several years, is back for another crack at it, driving the Superman.
And the kid, back in Taz, Adam Anderson looking for great things, got a brand new truck, brand new suspension, and Mark McDonald in Safe Auto Minimizer.
Damon Bradshaw, last year's Rookie of the Year in the Air Force Afterburner. And the brand new Donkey Kong truck is here, Frank Kremel behind the wheel.
And from Team Gravedigger, Chucky Pawkins is going to be piloting Monster Mutt again this year at the World Finals. And Scarlet Bandit, ladies, we have Dawn Cretin back in Scarlet Bandit, her 2nd year in that truck. She really has a handle on it.
Travis Pastrana has tapped his buddy Cam McQueen this year to get in behind the wheel of Pastrana 199, and a former Monster Jam World Freestyle Champion, Mr. Excitement himself, Jim Kohler, is back in the Avenger.
Captain's Curse was last year's freestyle champion, with this year Alex Blackwell piloting Captain's Curse. And Lupe Sosa, another freestyle champion in El Toro Loco.
The bounty hunter is always a factor. Jimmy Cretin behind the wheel of that big Ford Expedition. And Monster Jam's only 7-time world champion. We're talking, of course, about Tom Meents and Maximum Destruction.
And the 2007 World Finals racing champion, back again, Batman, with John Seesock piloting the Batman, looking for him as a repeat in 2008. And former champions, we talk about it, Dennis Anderson, the icon, the man, in Gravedigger.
The man who drew the number 1 earlier, Craig Christensen, Iron Outlaw in the Ford truck slate. So here is Craig Christensen in Iron Outlaw. He was the fastest practicing in round 2. Little bit of a lurch to the turn. Sails it out the back end. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, Craig Christensen and Iron Outlaw. We will get the official qualifying time, and the process begins. And it is his worst of the night, 17.29. It was the bobble in the turn, and here it is, Mark. Check the turn.
He absolutely slowed down almost an entire second there, Scott. He's 9/10 of a second slower than he was. However, his mile an hour is the same.
As you get a look off the big screen outside the stadium at the Advanced Auto Parts start line, in the Advanced Auto Parts lane, Bobby Parr and Team Suzuki. Bobby Parr, Team Suzuki, he also bobbles coming off the turn. And now gets across that Ford finish line. And late in time. 17.54, the NGK Spark Plug replay coming up, Mark.
You take a look at this. Bobby Parr did a really nice job. He went a little deep in the turn, you know, but he absolutely was right next to his first pass, Scott. So Bobby Parr, very consistent on the turn and the straightaway with mile an hour and ET.
And you know, all you got to do is take a look at the spinner wheels and the neons. That's Escalade. George Melhan pulling to his Ford truck lane. Escalade into the turn. Again, he checks up significantly and then lifts the wheels up. Not going to be a great qualifying time for Escalade. We will take a look, though, at the time. Right now, Iron Outlaw at 17:29 has the best time early on. Not anymore. It's a 17:25 for Escalade.
My oil pressure light was on all night and I didn't notice it, and I fired it up to go off for that last pass. Had no oil pressure, oil light was on. Made that whole pass down there with no oil pressure, so I'm thinking about it. I thought, man, if I'm stuck with this motor, I better save it. I let out a little early. I know I could have gone faster.
You know the big green? It's the black and green wrecking machine. We're looking at the green part of it. Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger in the advanced auto parts lane. Dennis Anderson, Gravedigger, three-time world champion, to him racing, but he missed the turn. He overdid it, he corrects in time. That's not a perfect pass, but it's still pass. Always a little bonus treat from Dennis Anderson, you know. Whoa, that bobble hurt him big time. 17.78. Can you believe this? Dennis is only fourth of the four that we've seen.
Check this out right here on the NGK Spark Plugs replay. He went into the current, he went hot, the back end washed out right there. He had his rear steering turned. If you can see it real close, the rear steering was actually turned. He gathered up, did a great job, but the problem is that costs you valuable time in an ET, Scott.
My last pass really stunk. I tried to go easy in the chicane. The truck still pushed. I should have bonsai'd it. Got down to the other end. Slid out pretty wide, just trying not to hit any poles, driving conservative, and I just blew it, dude. It was a 1780, something like that, and we hadn't even finished but half of the field yet, and I'm already like in 10th place.
Mike Botters, Black Stallion, looking for green. The veteran, the multi-time Thunder National champion, Mike Botters. Sales, Black Stallion. Hey, that's a nice looking run. It takes beating a 17:25 to move into the #1 spot. Let's see what Botters. Last run was 17:49, so if he got quicker, he's got a shot. He did it. For the moment, he's #1, 17.18. I know we got a lot of them to go, but how about Mike Botters?
Excellent job. Pushed it deep into the turn. By doing that, pushing it deep into the turn, Scott, what he's going to do is get a straighter shot at the launch ramp and get a much better mile an hour. He's going to be able to get some huge speeds and build up to go towards the finish line and gain some massive air in the finish line.
So Donkey Kong, Frank Krimmel. We've got 5 in the books, and maybe the biggest stunner is that Gravedigger is the slowest of everybody who has qualified so far. This could be one of those strange years, which makes for a weird bracket, which makes for some crazy things happen. Here we go. Coming down, Frank Krimmel, Donkey Kong. Boy, he really slows it down in the turn, and that's not going to result in a fast time. He sails it over the Ford finish line.
You know, what he tried to do there, Scott, is he tried to get it to go into the turn a little bit slower. Frankie just gauged it the wrong way. He slowed down way too soon.
Well, maybe
he made a liar out of us.
Maybe slower is faster, because that is the fastest qualifying time. Here's our NGK Spark Plugs replay. Look at, he really feathers the turn, but then he was able to turn in the fastest lap so far in qualifying.
Yeah, we got, you know, we went out there, did our practice passes. The first one was in the lane I'm going to be qualifying in, went good, and the second one was good in the right lane. And I think we're all set. We're consistent, running 17:20, 17:25 both runs. We're right in there, and I know there's some spots out there that I can step it up. I haven't showed him my whole hand yet, so we're hoping we can pull the Donkey Kong, can pull it a little bit further down the straightaway, make a little quicker turn. I'm playing it safe in the turns right now, but I think in this qualifying run, got one run, and it's time to go to bed. So we're ready to go. We're going to get it and hopefully get in this top 8 so we can get in that second round.
Alex Blackwell and Captain's Curse will be in the advanced auto parts lane. Alex Blackwell and Captain's Curse. Alex Blackwell, Captain's Curse. Smooth right now. Everybody trying to handle the turn, but no, he bobbles the turn. He seemed trying to ease it up and still was not able to nail the turn. We'll check the time for Captain's Curse. So again, Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, you just never know, and things can change in a moment.
16:56, Scott. That's a half a second faster so far than the whole field. Alex did a great job right there. It looked like he bobbled a little bit, and that really, you think that would slow him down?
It's unbelievable. My qualifying pass, it didn't seem too fast, but it was smooth, and I was in the #1 spot until Tom ran. He's like a half a second faster than me, but right now I'm sitting #2, and out of 24 trucks, that's pretty good. There's 2 more to go, both great competitors, and we'll see what happens when they run.
Dan Evans rolling the Destroyer, the Ford Trucks lane. Boy, Dan Evans now, he is struggling as he comes down Thunder Alley, sweeps the turn, does a nice job though on the turn, and comes over that Ford finish line. So hey, these guys are trying to set that turn up. Let's see if it paid off for Dan Evans and Destroyer with a strong qualifying run as the big bad Destroyer Ford able to get his lap in the book. Nope, didn't work for him. 18:28. 18:28 for Dan Evans and Destroyer.
Come out here and practice last night, run a 15:75, one of the fastest runs of the whole weekend. Come out here to make my qualifying pass, leave the line, and lose the front steering. Ran it all the way down in second gear with rear steer and still pulled an 18. If we wouldn't have broke the steering, I think we'd have broke back into the 15s like we did last night.
As we go back, this time to the advanced auto parts lane, and that advanced auto parts starting line, we will be looking at Monster Mutt. Charlie Pauken. Let's watch him qualify. Boy, that's one of the best chicanes we've seen. He's strong down Thunder Alley. If he can handle the turn, he's got a shot here and a great run. Nicely done for Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt. The only question now is, what do the time clocks show? 16:84 will put him in the #2 spot. So Monster Mutt #2 behind Captain's Curse in the qualifying times.
I gotta say that the right lane's a little slick through the alleyway there. I don't know. Even at the far end, the corners, you gotta watch the corners. I'm getting a lot of brake fade down at the bottom end there, trying to get her stopped, slow down in time. I just gotta be consistent when I get down there.
Right now it's about the team working together. Candace Jolly is here. The supporting Chad Tigler doing a great job. Your truck's at the line, ready to come out. I know you're fired up.
I am. I'm so excited. Our Chad is going to do a great job tonight and a great job for these fans here.
Here comes the Dalmatian. Chad Tigler and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Solid to the turn. Nice job of the turn, but he almost over-rotated. He will cross. That could be a fast lap. He over-rotated, but he caught it in time, and I don't think it cost him a whole lot. Nice job from Chad Tigler. 17:44, though. Again, not as quick as it might have looked. And the NGK spark plug replay got a little bit in the loose stuff there, Mark, and that may have cost him as he had to get off and get back on.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm satisfied. I just wanted to stay consistent. I would have liked to have made the top 8. Didn't quite do that, but we did a nice, consistent run. Maybe we can just start picking them off from the top instead of having to making our way into the 8 tomorrow.
Adam Anderson and Taz about to qualify.
Taz is hurt, Scott. Taz is hurt. He's got a motor problem. He's got an ignition problem. He has a fuel problem. Something's going on down there. This is not good for Adam Anderson and Taz. You know, I have to tell you, when he come across in his second pass, I heard the motor shudder. I heard something happen to it. He refired. Maybe it was the RII. I heard it pop. I saw some fuel down in the exhaust. He definitely has a motor problem down there. He has got huge issues right here.
We're ready to get back to qualifying with Cam McQueen and Travis Pastrana's 199. Down Thunder Alley for Cam McQueen, slams her into the turn, rotates it nicely, gave up a little momentum, but he comes across a little bit of a weird landing. Still a solid looking run for Cam McQueen.
At 17.50 in Cam McQueen. If we take a look right here, he pushed it into the turn. It got a little bit soft down there. Again, the marbles, the track is going away. He looked at the surface of the track, but check this out. Cam has turned to the left. He gets spooked a little bit as it lands in one of the freestyle obstacles. However, he gathered it up. He had no problem handling it. It never lifted on that throttle all the way down from Thunder Alley and the straightaway.
It's still a little sketchy, man. I'm trying to get the hang of it, and each one's getting a little bit better. That last one there, I got through the chicane nice and quick, got down to the corner, went a little bit wide on the corner, and I shut off a little earlier than I have been, but I made it through the corner good, so it's getting better and better each time. Just gotta keep trying, and tomorrow hopefully we'll come out for qualifiers and put in a good run and see what happens from there.
Mr. Excitement goes on the clock next in qualifying to set the field for the race bracket in the NGK Spark 1 World Final. Kohler's had his struggles all weekend. Can he get through this turn? No, he'll go over again. He's on his lid again. For the second time this weekend, that happened to him last night in the same lane. So Jim Kohler has had some nice runs and some really rough runs. It's been a wild weekend already.
Here we go on the replay. Right here, the brakes are on. He's on it hard. Left front stuffs in and puts him high side on the left, and he had so much momentum going to that turn, there was no way he could keep it from rolling over. He did everything he could.
Business is about to pick up. Hence, Maximum Destruction set to qualify next. Here comes the 7-time world champion. Mitch went 16.25 in practice in this lane, but can he do it again? Tom Benson, Maximum Destruction. 16.13, he goes to number 1.
Really proud of it. I knew it was fast when I made it. I'm more proud of my consistency tonight. All in the 16s, all at 68 mile an hour. That means the truck's perfect, man. I mean, no matter what happens the rest of the night, I'm awesome with the way it is, and I'll be ready to just smooth in tomorrow and make some nice, smooth runs.
Next out, the man who won this championship a year ago, John Seasock and Batman. Nice turn as well from John Seasock and Batman. Let's see where his time comes in. We're starting to see these times pick up a little bit. Seasock does it nicely with Batman. The time to beat, 16.13. 16.62 will put Batman into the number 3 spot.
Now I went down and tried to give my best I had at that last final run down there. I think we're qualified 3rd right now. I screwed up in the corner, had a good start. The lane's pushing a little bit going through the chicane. I can't tell if it's me or if it's the track. I'm gonna blame myself for it. But we tried our best. You know, truck's running good. Cody and Junior had that truck running fantastic. If I keep my head on straight and make those corners tight like I did last year, we might have a chance in this.
are back now with qualifications for Scarlet Bandit, Dawn Cretan. Really slowed it up in the turn, but kept momentum, or got back on the throttle actually. We'll check the time. Dawn Cretan closed her lap in Scarlet Bandit. She may be in a position to make the top 8 again, because that was the 5th best run of the night, 16.97. Hey, Dawn Cretan brings her A game here to Las Vegas. All right, Lupe Sosa, El Toro Loco. Lupe Sosa and El Toro Loco. Bangs her down into the turn, and now here he comes, flying across the Ford finish line. Solid looking run from Lupe Sosa and El Toro Loco, Mark. 1781's the time with 57 miles an hour.
Well, right there where we talked about it, he backed out way earlier than the 50-yard line in the course here, and that definitely hurt him. He had a great turn. It was very fast up until the point. I think he just backed out a little bit too early for Lupe Sosa and El Toro Loco.
Well, we're feeling confident. You know, the numbers are so close. There's a lot of variables involved. These are just numbers. I'm just looking at every pass as just a good practice run, even qualifying, you know.
Oh, you know what? It's very competitive. You just can't worry about what everybody else is doing. You got to focus on yourself. My problem's not getting through the chicane. Well, it hasn't been getting through the chicane or getting down there in a high rate of speed. My problem's been the corner. That one wants to blow out loose. This one wants to hook tight and kicking everybody up. I'm gonna have to take this a little bit slower, and that's really not my style. We'll just have to hope the best and the truck stays down. Make some good time.
Here we go. Back. Time for Bounty Hunter, Jimmy Cretan. Jimmy Cretan and the Ford Expedition Bounty Hunter. If he hits this turn, he could be a player, but he has a problem again. Wow. All over the place. A guy you normally expect big things in qualifying from, and he, let me just say this, Mark. I'm not going to talk to Jimmy for a little bit. Just not a happy man right now. Bounty Hunter's run added a 5-second penalty, so make it 25-75.
Take a look at this on the terrible turn. The front end is already locked up, and right there you can see behind it, you can see the tacky clay. He wasn't tight. It picked up the front end, picked up the side of the truck, got him loose. He did not have a choice as to what to do. He had to go forward to keep it on 4 tires.
The Advanced Auto Parts lane, if you look at the screen, it's on your left. That is where you see Mark McDonald and the Safe Auto Minimizer. Mark McDonald and the Safe Auto Minimizer. Here comes Mark McDonald, up and over. That's a good-looking run for Mark McDonald and the Safe Auto Minimizer. 1670 for Mark McDonald, the Safe Auto Minimizer, meaning that puts him in 4th right now, and in that all-important number 8 spot, to avoid a first-round race and go right into round 2. That's now held by Mike Vodders and Black Stallion at Mike's time of 17:18. Well, Lindsey Wink gets his shot, first time driving the built Ford Tough Blue Thunder here at this double down in Las Vegas. Into the turn, Lindsey takes it in easy and now cracks the whip. Let's see how that strategy plays out. It's done good for some of the other drivers. Ease into the turn, hammer it, and keep it under control. Lindsey Wink in the built Ford Tough Blue Thunder, 16.66. Puts him in the number 4 spot.
The track kind of feels marbly up top a little bit, but once you get down to the corner, it's really tacky, so you can get aggressive in the corners. You don't have to worry about sliding past like last year. So that gives me as the driver, I got to hold it in there as long as I can. Just make sure I get through the chicane.
I have to say that David Smith in King Crunch has this year looked the best I've seen him look in many years past. We're going to go green. We'll check it out in a minute.
David Smith and King Crunch. Does a nice job through the turn again, over-rotates just slightly, but he sails her through the back end. Nice run, isn't good enough to get him a spot in the top 8. And again, a first round bye in qualifying. We will find out momentarily. 1678, indeed it is.
I had a better run, I felt like, in the left lane. The right lane, I felt a little squirrely. I got a vibration in the truck. The team's thrashing on it, trying to get that vibration out. I get out there and make a good pass, but keep a calm head. I feel good. The truck feels good. I think we can pull off a good qualifying time.
Steve Sims, Stone Crusher. Again, Steve trying to make sure. Well, and I thought he was slowing down for the turn. It looks like he has lost power.
Absolutely, Scott. I heard the motor shut off before he got all the way in the turn. He got the wheels turned, and the motor shut off for whatever reason. We have no idea. I don't see any lights up there indicating a lane light for the RII. It seems that he might have just straight up, flat out lost power.
Superman will be up next as Chad Fortune looks to nail a top qualifying run. Chad Fortune and Superman bangs her into the turn. Now, here's where you want to get on that throttle, straighten her up, and sail it across the Ford finish line. Chad Fortune and Superman. Is it quick enough for a top qualifying time? 17:72 for Superman, so that won't let him get out of that first round. Damon Bradshaw, Air Force Afterburner, remember? Here's your final qualifier to get the field set. Damon Bradshaw, the Air Force Afterburner, looks good here. Stays in it. That could be a good one right there. Damon Bradshaw, 16:75 is the time. Looking at the qualifying round, the highlight of Double Down Night and all these incredible festivities in Las Vegas, and Tom Meents took full advantage, grabbing that big Double Down trophy. The fastest qualifier is Maximum Destruction at 16.13. While that probably surprises no one, how about the number 2 qualifier, Alex Blackwell, the new driver of Captain's Curse, number 2 on the bracket. And look who's sitting there at number 3, the defending world champion, solid and consistent, ready to defend his title. Now the top 8 seed automatically into round 2. Some big surprises, as there always are, though, toward the back of the seeding process. How about Gravedigger? Didn't get the run he wanted, and Dennis Anderson is seated in at number 18. Jimmy Cretin and the Bounty Hunter, who's been so great on this track, 21st in qualifying, and Adam Anderson did not get off to the start he wanted because of that DNQ. Taz will be seated 22nd. Well, there may have been plenty of surprises throughout this qualifying night and how the brackets are going to be set up, but no real surprise at the top. Let's go down and hear from number 1 qualifier, Tom Meents and Maximum Destruction.
Oh man, it was awesome. It was an awesome way to start the weekend. But to me, I got a lot more planned right now. I mean, I got a long way to go to my eventual dream, which is to win them both. But right now, I started it off. I just got to keep going, you know. Just got to stay consistent and stay fast. But more importantly, be smooth.
What a day, what a night, Mark, this has been. And again, for Monster Jam fans who haven't ever experienced Las Vegas or who have come just for the World Finals, yeah, that's awesome. But there's nothing like the Double Down experience all day and all night, and what a day and night it was. So the king of the Double Down day in Las Vegas, your fastest qualifier, Tom Meents and Maximum Destruction.